usual. It is Sunday, and it is, I think, 10 o'clock. It's almost 10 o'clock. So, I'm going to get up and close my door. I'll be right back. Look at this chair. Oh, fuck. Oh, God. Let's be out. Okay. Excuse my potty. All right. So I'm here if anyone wants to chat. I see one person here. Oh, hi. Clover Leaf. Hi, I haven't seen you at school. Oh, no. Oh, no. I do not recognize your name, your tag name. I don't know, what do you call these things? Your YouTube name. I don't recognize it. What school are you at? If you go to school in Glendale, thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. If you go to school in Glendale, I'm sorry. You don't have to tell me a particular school. You could just tell me what school district you're in. And this is where I've been subbing for the last 8 days that I've subbed. Phoenix Union Elementary, Glendale Elementary. And that's it. Oh, you put it in here anyway. Yeah, I haven't been at your school, which is the school I worked at for 3 years, 3.5 years. I haven't been back because I just started, and I just returned to substituting, and I honestly haven't seen any. Oh, Catherine, what's going on? I miss you. I think about how I was going to bring you a crochet hook and some yarn, and I never did. Keeps me up at night. But I might. I am looking for jobs in the school. I just haven't seen any postings that are for a full day. So maybe we're coming up to the holidays, so maybe in January. So wait, Catherine, you're in. Forgot what grade. Are you in 5th grade? James Johnson, how's it going? All right, so this is what I'm working on, is a pillowcase. It just looks like a scarf right now. And, yeah, I was busy. Yeah, no worries, man. Hey, I appreciate anyone who's here. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm growing it out. My natural hair color is much darker. For sugar mama. Oh my God, why do you think I'm on here? I'm looking for a sugar daddy. That's a joke. I'm too old to get a sugar daddy. Maybe a sugar great grandpa? Yeah, I don't know. James, long haul truck driver. Wow, that's a hard drive. It's a hard job. Yeah. What do you haul? Do you haul food? I'm sorry, do you haul food? Do you haul livestock? And this is a joke from the show Roseanne, where Jackie, the sister, was a long haul truck driver hauling poultry. No, what was she hauling? I don't know. She was hauling sheep or something. She was like, well, at least let's have someone to talk to. Hi. I am doing fine. How are you doing? That's actually not true. Right now, my right hip hurts a lot. So I thought I would come on here and talk, which will help distract me from the pain I'm having. I'm waiting for the Advil to kick in. I hope everyone's doing well. Dry goods lumber. Yeah, there really is no one to talk to. Oh my God, there was that scene in Final Destination where the truck driver is hauling the logs and they got loose. They went into the windshield. Oh, namaste to you too. I'm going to say brother in Asia. Very nice. Thank you. So I am working on, for my son-in-law, a pillowcase. And so this is the colors. Conveniently matches their bedroom decor, which is fancy for saying it matches their sheets. So this is the first one I finished. And this is like 1/6 of a blanket. And this will fit, I don't know if you can see it. Ooh. This is a, whatever. I don't know what the stitch is called. It's like a variation on the granny square. So this is for my son-in-law who lives right behind me. He's out of town now, so his wife, my daughter, is going to sew it onto this pillowcase because she's a seamstress. She has a sewing machine, so she could do some of the job. And then for this, and then she's going to do this one. She's going to do all three of them. This is for my daughter's boyfriend, significant other. And then this is the one that I'm going to work on. I'm sorry, this is for, if you watch some of my shorts, which would be nice, please watch my videos. Please, if you would like to help support the channel, you could put on one of my playlists, turn the volume down, like do it on your computer, turn the volume down, turn your screen to black, and just let it play for hours. That would help me so much. Thank you. Anyway, this is, I made a blanket and I made mistakes on it and I didn't want to rip it all out. So I'm just turning this into a pillow. And this doesn't match the blanket I made with stitches, but it matches the colors. And so this is just, I was trying to do different stitches and then I lost counts because I distract easily. Then my blanket got too small. Back shots. I'm in Tennessee heading to California. Wow. Okay. Have I been to Asia now? I haven't even been to Mexico. And it's like right there. It's like just down the street from Phoenix. Catherine, I miss you too. Now maybe I'll see you before, I don't know. Hopefully I'll see you soon. Oh, all right. Catherine, what grade are you in? So I know I think 5th or 6th. I heard middle school is kind of like a nightmare from a student who told me that. Anyway, so this one is pretty much obviously done. I just have to have my daughter, the seamstress, make a pillow form for me. Could I do it by myself? Can I make the pillow form? Yes, but why should I do it when I can have somebody else do it for free? Okay. Yes. Oh, you're going to Mexico for winter break? How fun. Oh, you must be from the South, James Johnson. I'm going to call you Jimmy John. Or Jimbo. I'm sorry. 5th grade. All right, that's what I thought. Okay. Oh, my camera's, okay. I keep pushing, keep grinding, leap a positive mindset, and never lose focus on your goals. Let no one's happening, not even haters, just sorry about it. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. People can hate me all they want. That doesn't stop me from doing anything. I'm too old and tired to be concerned about other people. Oh, North Carolina, Appalachia. Interesting. Oh, there's a really interesting video about, I think it's North Carolina. There was a city that was hit really hard by one of the hurricanes that normally doesn't. And it mines a chemical that's very unique and is used in microprocessing. There's a whole thing on it that if that goes under, that gets destroyed somehow or causes a backlog. It could affect like the world economy in microchips and stuff. It's pretty interesting. Okay, going to New Mexico. How fun. I'm going around showing smaller creators. Oh, I'm going to go back. Thank you. I appreciate you coming to visit me. I'm Marie. Sorry. I have to look really close. It's really small. Yeah, thank you. Please support me. Thank you. Yes. I was going to say something. I can't remember. Oh, yeah. I'm also, I'm going to try and do this. This is a scarf that I made. And you can also wear it as a tie. I'm modeling it with a Windsor knot. What? With a Tigger and Eeyore pin from Disneyland that I received as a gift. So I'm going to take it off. Look how fancy these pins are. And then I'm going to upload a video that shows look how fancy the back is. I can tell it's Authentico. You have 4 kids? Wow, I have 3. Mine are all grown up though, and I don't have any grandchildren. And that's okay with me. I mean, whatever my kids decide. So I would sell this for $30, which would include shipping to anyone who wants to buy it in the United States. Out of the United States, no, it's too much. Too much money for shipping. You would have to pay for it. It would be ridiculously expensive. And this is about 5 feet. Let me stand up. I'm making that face because it's about 4 feet tall. Sorry, 4 feet long. And this is the star stitch. And if you are interested in purchasing this, you could just send a comment, put a comment here, or send me an email, and we can set it up. It would just be, and don't buy it for a Christmas gift because I can't guarantee it's going to get there in time. I keep missing the post office for Juan, who I want to send him this gift, and I keep missing the post. Why does the post office close at 4:30? I don't like that. Wow. Four. Those are little kids, and you're driving around. Oh, yes. And someone asked me if I ever been to Asia. Like, I don't know if you could tell, but no, I've never been to Asia. I don't even have a passport. So if I ever have to flee the country, I can't just book down to Mexico. Yes, I have received that comment about Indira Gandhi. It's because of the white hair. And I know about her because, history. But I had forgotten that she had the white hair. I just know she was assassinated by her own personal Sikh guards. And I was like, wow, the militant Sikhs. That's a weird thing. Weird. Well, whatever. Anyway, not weird because Sikhs are usually very, I don't know. The one Sikh that I met was very nice. Okay, I was about to put this down my shirt because this is how I usually crochet. It's just easier. In case a cat jumps on my lap, they don't get in the yard. Does that look weird? I don't care. Yeah. So when people kept saying Indira Gandhi, I'm like, I don't know why they keep saying that. Then I had to look her up and see her hair. Let's go. Bye, Catherine. Have a good Sunday and a good week at school this week. I make that noise because sometimes school is very stressful for a lot of our little kids, depending on what school you go to. So yeah, let me look back at some of these questions. Winter break, thank you. I don't know what back shots means, but I am from, if you're still here, right now I live in Phoenix, and I live in northwest Phoenix. And I'm used to living on the east side. I don't know what it's. The yard's all messed up. That's all right though. Do I also look like Indira Gandhi? All right, I'm gonna take that as a compliment. I don't remember what she looks like, but I take everything as a compliment because it makes life easier. Yeah. I take the good in anything someone says to me. Someone says I'm being annoying. All right, maybe I meant to be annoying. My students this week told me I was annoying. I was like, you guys are screaming at me. I can't help but be annoying back at you. Scary. Oh, thank you. Oh, Scott Brown, you're here. Yes, I am making a pillowcase. And I just happen to have this yarn that is almost the same color as their sheets for my daughter and her significant boyfriend that she lives with. And this is like 1/6 of a blanket. So it's good. This will take me about, if I wasn't talking, about 5 hours to make. So I'm making the menfolk pillowcases. And then my daughters are each getting a sweater. And it's the first time I'm crocheting clothes for them. So yeah. Oh my God, I'm sorry. You still drive a stick? I know how to drive a stick. My first car was a stick shift. Um, in the semi truck, in your trailer, it's still, isn't it a double? I only know this from watching the TV show Roseanne. Isn't it a double clutch? Here's me clutching. I remember driving a stick shift, and there were 4 pedals when I first learned how to drive. There were 4 pedals on the floor. One was to turn your brights on and turn your brights off. One was your clutch. One was your brake, and then one was your throttle. Well, I don't know. Is that right? The right word, throttle? One was your gas pedal. You need a drink. I do need a drink. Wow. Yeah, but yeah, you can buy me a cup of coffee. All right, I'm just joking, but if you feel like it, if you want, you can send me some cash and I'll buy you a drink with it. I have Cash App. I might buy yarn with it. I do need a drink. Here I'm going to complain a little bit, like I always do. Here, wait, excuse me. Look at the back of this chair. I made that blanket. Okay. Sorry. Oh, all right, here's a little Christmas tree that I made. Is it going to show up on the camera right? If I put it on my, no. I'm distracting myself very. Okay. Oh, you know what? I should put this back on. Let me take this out. Nasa. Nasa. I'm shouting it because you're in all caps. I was going to say rude, but I'm not going to because it's probably an acronym for something. Oh my God. Try explaining an acronym to children that they think is a word and then having a fight with them. In my wife's garden, they put a hole in the... I've been in... I grew up in Ohio, and cars would rust out, so I've been in cars where you're driving... when your friends get a car and it's like all crappy, and you can see the ground. You're driving, and there's literally a hole in the floor. You're like, oh my God, better not drop anything in here. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry about putting the hole in, but... Arizona, there's no salt, and the salt just destroys your car. And my poor car, she's no longer with us. She has passed away from old age. She was sold for her catalytic converter, I think. I had it for I don't know how long I had it for a long time. I think she was 17 years old when my car finally coughed her last cough. Here, I'll put my scarf back on. Hey, if you want to buy this, I'm going to sell it to you for $30, which will include the $11 of shipping. So, if you want, send me a message. I'll wrap it up, send it to you, United States Postal. Okay, so NASA, where do you hail from? Where are you from? Where are you from? So I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio, which is way north compared to Phoenix, which is way south. We are not in the South. We are in the Southwest. I'm sorry. If anyone's from, Tennessee guy, please don't take that against me. I think of all of Appalachia as being very unique and different than being in the South. It's like a whole different kind of atmosphere. It's sort of like Florida is supposed to be in the South, but really it's Florida. And Texas is supposed to be the South, but no, Texas is just Texas. Wow. A manual. Man, that would be... All right. Well, yeah. All right. So this is called a Suzette stitch, and it's hard to watch unless I have the camera just on my hands, and then... But it's just... in one stitch, you put a single crochet, and then a double crochet, and then you skip a stitch, and you do it again. And then when you turn it around, it'll just work out in the opposite direction. And what it'll do is, it will fall over, so it will make it so that it is closed up. There's still some openings, see through it. And then if you use this a little bit tighter of smaller of a hook, it will give it some texture. And it's just really nice to look, it's just very pretty to look at. So what I'm doing is it's a 1-row repeat, but I'm doing 2 rows of a different color because then I can carry the yarn up the side so I don't have to weave it in. So yeah. Oh, there we go. Okay. Put all of Oh my God, it's just so fun. Yeah, so anyway, I drove my car back to Ohio because I was like this after a while. It's like, it's too hot here. I'm moving back to Ohio. It's too hot in Phoenix. And there were other reasons why I moved. Got back to Ohio and I'm like, how did I live here like for 30 some years and forgot how cold it is? Because it was that traumatizing. And when I brought my car in, the mechanics were like, oh, your car is in such good shape. I'm like, yeah, Arizona car. So, yep. Yeah, I was going to say that because that's not. Yeah, all right. Yeah, ask your dad before they had. I'm sorry, this person put that his dad was. But I'm sorry, I'm not laughing. It's just that young people do not even understand that comment. That his dad walks with a limp because of having to drive a truck with a clutch. Now we have. Okay, I remember when cars did not have automatic steering. Oh, you're trying to turn the car. That's why women at first were thought to not be strong enough to drive. Go way back far enough, you used to have to crank it to make a spark. Then we put a battery in and an alternator went over that. But yeah, that would be hard because that's, wow. I honestly, I never heard of that. It didn't even occur to me that you could have a permanent injury from, oh, I'm sorry that you're, wait, so you're an independent truck hauler? Is that how you have your own? I was gonna say, is that why you have old equipment, or is that not old equipment? I'm not familiar. Oh yes, I was driven to drink. Okay, so I work as a substitute teacher, as you could tell from some of the comments, and I am partially retired. Um, I'm working in a new district, and it's just really interesting. I'm sorry, I worked in the same district for 3.5 years. I knew all the kids, and the kids either really liked me or they really did not like me. I'm a very strict teacher on behavior because I want to keep everyone safe. Um, and I had this one class. I was like, man, I'm going to leave. I need someone to come down here because I could not get control of the class. And then there was this one person um, who was just like kept walking up to me and like threatening me. And I'm short, man. I'm 5 feet tall and I'm old. I'm like, please don't bump into me. Village food. Hello. Village food season. Well, that sounds interesting. Village food season. I'm going to try and guess what you. Uh, village foods. Do you work in a community garden? Village food season. Please explain your name to me. Do it. Tell me. I'm just joking. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. Anyway, I have ADHD, which is not. I'm not medicated for. And trying to go to sleep after I have too much stimulus, which is why this YouTube is good for me. Help me live a better, calmer life by watching my YouTube channel. Because it's not as stimulating to me. I'm talking to you, but I don't see you. I don't see people come in and then leave. That would upset me. But if I have like a regular day at school, meaning like there's just like, properly behaved students, and it's not that bad. When I get a class where it's just total chaos, and I can't get them under control, because usually I can entertain a class for about 2 hours. We might not get any work done, but the kids are safe and no one's like getting up and walking around and causing drama, causing harm to each other. This class, man, it was bad. So I came home and I don't usually drink alcohol because I don't anymore because my depression is properly managed, so I don't have to self-medicate. But I tried Crown Royal and Diet Coke. Oh my gosh, it was delicious. Anyway, I needed to do that just to chill because if you have ADHD, you might know what I'm talking about. Or I don't know if this affects people on the autism spectrum, but if I go to sleep and I have a lot of processing to do, like a computer. It's got to work all that. The brain's got to work all that out, and it's like it's the closest thing to feeling insane. Is that bad? Should I say that on here? No, I already did. So I like to keep my interactions with people nice and calm and positive, and sometimes I can't control that depending on what grade I'm teaching, or not even. It's not even the grade. It's the students, and students who act up. It's just oh, the last couple of generations, the things that are you're going to go through the rest of your life because of social media. I don't know. All right, did I bore anybody away? No. Oh, I did. A couple of people just left. That's right. Okay, so see, and this is a really wait. I'm sorry. See how nice that looks? A little bit right there. Just the contrast. Yeah, I don't know. And this is a nice stitch to do because I can actually look away from it for a little bit. And I can spy on my neighbors that are new neighbors that are moving into the luxurious 3-bedroom, 2-bath apartment. That's like, I'm going to say 1,200 square feet. 2 separate entrances. What? Very nice. And they're just moving from, we live in a really small apartment complex. They're just moving from one apartment to another. So they must have been doubled up or staying with family until something came up. And then just luckily, I don't know if you live in apartments, but the 3-bedroom apartments do not become available very often. And yeah, so they already know about like the 30 stray cats that we feed. I thought my cats ate a lot. How were you talking about? Wait, I know what you were talking about. A pickup truck is such fashion. Oh, all right, yeah. Oh, hello, a village for food season. You never told me what you do, but yeah, I think let's see. I learned how to drive when I was 16. So in 1980. Yeah, and that was, you could still, and I bought my first car in 1982 or 3, and I bought a stick shift and with no air conditioning, which would not fly here. But it was the cheapest car. I think it was $6,000 for a Nissan. Was it even called Nissan? It might have been a Datsun. I think it was a Nissan. Yeah, and it was just really interesting because just the way things just constantly change. And like young people today, who are not exposed to people who are older or older generations, they don't hear the stories. They don't remember things because it was before their time. But it's just interesting this last century how much things have changed. 100 years ago was when the collapse of a horse industry, because young people might not even know that the reason why we call it horsepower is because that's how many horses it would take to go that fast in the car you're driving. But it used to be horses were everywhere. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, but you have a father who's oh, no, wait, that's a different person. Oh, no, you don't. I'm saying like Mr. Jimmy John. Is that a restaurant? Jimmy John's. Someone stole your name. Or Johnson, okay. Yeah, but you are lucky because you're being exposed to someone from an older generation that is giving you some cultural history, which we don't teach really in school because that's not what school's supposed to do. But 100 years ago, everything was horse-drawn. Cars were first coming in the 30s, 1930s. Cars were primarily owned by very wealthy, which is how my mother's side of the family was able to survive through the Great Depression, because my grandfather was an auto mechanic, which was a very specialized trade. And there were still a lot of horses, blacksmiths, all those people. And then within about, excuse my face, after the after the assembly line was invented by Mr. Ford, then that whole economy just collapsed and then came back into so a whole bunch of jobs got lost and then a whole bunch of jobs got created. But the people who lost their jobs didn't necessarily fit into the new jobs. Does that make sense? It's just interesting. And just like, my parents grew up without having electricity in the house for a while. My mom didn't have a toilet in their house. They did not have an outhouse. So figure that out. And if you lived in the city, a lot of people still use bathhouses, where you would just go to a place and you just went there and took a bath. I don't think those exist anymore, unless they're for adult entertainment. Sorry. All right, this is not Amsterdam. Is that right? Is that a reference I can use? So, anyway, thank you. I feel better now. Thank you for chatting with me. My hip doesn't hurt as much, and I'm going to say that's because I'm talking to you guys. I'm crocheting, and my Advil kicked in. I only took 2 this time. Try not to take too much of anything because I don't want it to damage my insides. So, I mean, it's like a lot of people will say, oh, it says don't take more than 4 at a time of ibuprofen, which is maximum, and you take more, you are damaging your guts. So, anywho, I have also, I'm going to try to do this too, put down the little thing on what books that I've read. I literally do not have a TV plugged in my house, which doesn't mean I don't watch movies or I don't really watch TV shows anymore. I'm looking at my TV, it's not even plugged in, it's on the floor over there. My daughter got me one of those Fire Stick things, but I've been having to, yeah, that's what I'm saying. James Johnson is saying that he grew up in generation poor area of the country. Yeah, Appalachia is like I think it is the poorest part of the United States. It's ironic too because it's so poor financially and so rich and wealthy in the beauty of the area. And it is, it's just, yeah. And I don't, generational poverty is really difficult to get out of because like my family was in generational poverty, which is why immigrants moved to other countries. So, my family moved here for the American dream. And basically the American dream is we have jobs here and you can work for pennies on pennies and you can buy some food. That was, they make it sound like the American dream was you could come here and buy a house and be with anything you want, which was true. But also before they had labor laws, and could still, take advantage of people, which they still kind of do. The American dream was just literally, there's some jobs here, come work here. There's no jobs at home, there's no food, come over here. Work here. 15 hours, 16 hours a day for nothing. But, I don't have an answer for how to get out of generational poverty in Appalachia. I don't know why it's still like that. Genuinely, I don't. And now our post-World War II boom is done. That's done. I can say that as a boomer. I think that when the GIs all came home from World War II, there was a huge boom. Everyone had kids. That's why it's called that. It's because based on demographics. It's a huge influx of people being born. GIs spending money, buying houses. The suburbs were invented. That's how we got out of generational poverty because my dad served in World War II. Was able to escape the city. I'm the first generation of my family to be born in a hospital, which actually isn't that impressive because most people were born at home. And then you gotta go to sleep on that bed that you just gave birth on. Oh my God. What a mess. What a mess. Anyway, yeah. There's some, all right, I lost my train of thought there. And of course, there are other pockets of generational poor areas, but Appalachia is, I think, just the most dramatic, the most concentrated, I think that's because it's coal country, right? Coal mining. And wow, that is, my mom would kick me on my little side for an hour. Oh yeah, my dad was in World War II. Yeah, and growing up, yes, I definitely remember. This is in the suburbs of Cleveland, Ohio, eastern suburbs. Oh my God, I'm more like a Generation X. Um, we were outside all day long. Why would you want to be inside? There's no air conditioning. We did not grow up with air conditioning. I don't even know how. I went back to Ohio and there was the air conditioning went out one day and I was like, oh my God, how did I live in this house? My mom was anxious. We didn't even have fans and all the fans were metal. So my mom was terrified that we would like stick our fingers in there and chop our fingers off. And so we didn't even have fans. It was just so hot, humid. But yeah, we used to just, oh my God, the crazy things we did now. We would play kick the can with 8 yards. We didn't even care if we knew anybody in that yard. We're playing in your yard. Everyone was fine. It was great. Oh, it was so much fun growing up. Or you don't see this in Arizona very often, but in Ohio and in no shirts, no shoes, no service. Because as soon as school was over, we had 3 months of school, 3 months of summer vacation. Not like Arizona, you get 2 months. You poor kids, you're ripped off. Boys, shirts go off, and shoes. Girls, shoes go off. By the end of the summer, you could literally step on bees and you would feel nothing because your feet would be so callous from just running around with your bare feet on the nice soft grass. So much fun. Do you hear a lot of stories about World War II from your grandpa? Is he still with you? You have to be pretty old. My excuse for being outside because I am dirt. wait, wait a minute. Wait. My excuse for being outside because I am dirt floorboard. I don't get that. I don't know if that's. I don't know what that means. Wait, were you? I'm sorry. I'm trying not to be insulting. Do you have a floor in your house? Like, a wood floor? People who have can't even imagine people who do not have. But there are Americans that live in houses that don't have, that might still live with dirt floors, compacted dirt floors. I'm just laughing at your, weekend. Oh, okay. It's a net. Okay. Okay. Yeah. And I don't know. I mean, I've been not that level of poor, but I've been like most Americans, struggling. The average American is one paycheck away from being homeless. Not even a whole month, one paycheck. But for a while, we lived out in the country where my husband grew up, but we lived in the city part. And how small was our little town? It was so small, it didn't have a traffic light. Is that true? Did it have a oh, then they put a traffic light in, and you could make one U-turn when you got to the Doughboy statue. That's from World War One. You make a U-turn because you might miss the whole town if you go too fast. Why am I telling you that? Oh, so I think I think it was more fun to be financially struggling in the country than it is in the city. And of course, I don't know if it's probably different now because of all the meth labs that can pop up and all the manufacturing drugs and stuff. But our kids were pretty little when we lived in the country, and they just had a lot of fun. It was like a different atmosphere than living in the city. Like people were poor, but everyone still had. I don't know. It didn't look as. I mean, I work in some poor areas here, and it's just like, oh my God. You're driving home from after a work day of substituting, and you're seeing the little kids going home. And I'm not making fun of them. I'm just saying that's got to be rough. They're going in houses that don't even have windows. It's like a boarded up window, or just, there's no grass. Well, plus it's the desert, but I don't know. I'm sorry. My blanket fell off. But yeah, I mean, I liked having older parents for the stories. So like my parents grew up during the Great Depression, and you say that to people about, I mean, to kids now, they don't even know what that is because it seems so long ago, because it was. And just, you know, we had like our old dryer in the basement, and the old dryer was a thing, and you cranked, you put your wet clothes in, you cranked it, and just squeezed out the water, then you put it on the line. That was a dryer. You know, just the stories you would hear. Oh, it's just crazy how incredibly different things are in the last 100 years compared to the 100 years before. Just amazing. I know the fan would be on, the one fan would be on top of the refrigerator. It's like, what do you do? No ceiling fans either. No ceiling fans. It was, I remember just laying in the bed, and our house had the windows that were up a little bit, so you couldn't even get a breeze from outside. All the windows were, you know, were open with the screens, but you couldn't even get a breeze because they were above you, and just flipping your pillow over every now and then just to get to the part that wasn't as hot. And then I just remember going to a house. I don't know. I don't know who I was visiting. And their grandfather was in the living room. He's completely dressed with a tie on. This is how I remember it. And it's like 95 degrees in the house. And he's just sitting there reading the paper. I'm like, all right, he's never had air conditioning before. I'm sorry. Yeah, corporal punishment's rough, man. You broke the window. I broke a window, couldn't sit for a week, and duct tape on the window. Help support it. Oh my gosh. My brother had he had a yo-yo. No, not a yo-yo. He had it's shaped like a slingshot. And he broke our window in the back because it was such a good slingshot. It went right through the glass. It just had a hole in it. And it was just a mystery. And we were like, we did not tell on each other because with the father being from you just don't tell. You don't tell. There's no evidence. You can't prove it. That's the way it is. But I told my mom, like, probably 40 years after it happened, and she was so mad. But my brother lived in Florida, so he couldn't get. I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at your pain, but I understand not being able to sit. Well, I don't understand that because when I was little, when I got in trouble, my father, I'm the youngest. I have a twin brother, 2 older brothers, and a sister. So I'm the youngest. But once my brothers opened the door, or somebody opened the door, and they saw my dad clap his hand, and every time he clapped his hand, I would go, ow! Because I didn't get spanked. That's why I'm like I am now. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, life. Thank you. You are really cheering me up, Mr. Jimmy. Mr. Jimmy John. Do you know what Jimmy John's is? Do they have that where you're at? I don't even know exactly what it is. I think it's their commercials are like they deliver really fast. I think it's sandwiches. I'm not sure. I don't know. So, all right. So this is how much I've done while we were talking. I'm surprised I was able to do this much. And when you end this, you know, I'm not ending this properly, but no one cares if it isn't right. So like, I lost a stitch already, and that's okay. I lost a stitch up here, but not too far into it. You know, the belt or the switch still sacred. My dad used to have the belt and he used to do that snap. You know, that snap sound. And no, I know my brothers used to get hit. And then my mom said, don't do that anymore. It was too stressful for her, I think. And then we didn't get hit anymore. Or my brothers didn't. I don't think the girls didn't. Our punishment was always had to do the cleaning as an Italian American. third generation. Oh yeah. It's like, how come I don't have? How come the boys don't have to do the dishes? Because they're boys. It's like, all right. But I was gonna say, one of my friends, the dad had the belt up on the wall. That's not even true. That's from an episode of Roseanne. That will happen to you as you get older. You will start remembering things as happening to you that happened in TV shows. And in fact, that's where I learned that from. Was from Roseanne. But yeah. Oh my goodness. So, all right, friends. I appreciate you guys if you were here. If you were here. Anyone who watched or liked or subscribed, I forgot to say that. Please subscribe. If you're in the Phoenix area and you need a good family lawyer, reach out to me. My daughter's a lawyer. You got the switch. Got the switch. There's a show called This Isn't Happening. It was from Comedy Central. I watched it on YouTube. And there's a guy who's talking about when they had a babysitter and she wanted them to go in the back and break off a switch. The way he says it is so funny. I can't remember what it is. That's why I have inappropriate laughter. People will tell me things and it's like a horrifying thing and I'll laugh because it's making me think of something else. That was either funny or I'm laughing because it's ironic that I have something in common. So, all right. Thank you so much for being here. Please like and subscribe. I will probably, tomorrow's Monday. I don't know if I'm working tomorrow. If I'm not working, I'll do another live stream because I can't stand editing. I don't like to edit. I don't like it. I don't like it. Oh, hi, Mohammed. I have a Tantiwe. I don't know how to pronounce your vowels. How are you this fine day? Yes, that's terrifying, man, because those little tiny ones hurt. I only know that from watching TV. Yeah. So I know my mom used to chase us with the spoon, like a typical Italian mom, and she could never catch us. Just running away from her, chasing us around the yard. My mom used to still go outside. My mom and father have both passed away. My dad would be 103, and my mom would be 100 if they were both alive today. So I was with both of them when they passed because I'm a good daughter. So there. All right, I'm going to go now. Thank you so much for being here. I genuinely appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. Please put on one of my playlists and just let it play for a couple of hours. So I get some play, so I can get to my 3,000 watch hours. That's a lot of hours. That is if you start the first day, if you can get 10 watch hours per day, because I'm doing it for videos, not for shorts. You still need like 10 watch hours a day. And then 4 million or 3 million in 90 days for shorts. Can't even do that. Yeah. I'm sorry you got hit with the switch. And I hope it didn't happen to you very often because the idea of corporal punishment is to teach you a lesson. It's not supposed to be abusive. And if it is abusive, I'm so sorry. I mean, if you were abused. I was abused, but it was emotional. The scars are on the inside, not on the outside. So I'm very thankful to my emotionally abusive mother that at least she provided a safe house, and both my parents, in a safe house where we never had to move. We always had food. We always had most of the utility. No, we always had electricity. Sometimes we wouldn't have the phone for a couple days. So I do appreciate that we never moved and we never had any kind of weirdness going on in their house. So I do appreciate that of my mother. But the emotional abuse could have done without. All right. Thank you. Thank you for being here. If you want to buy this, send me a message and we can make an exchange. That's another thing. You were a bad kid. Well, you seem like a nice man now. So please like and subscribe, and I will talk to you later on. Okay, goodbye. Bye. Boop, 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 goodbye.